Hi, Mary Jane Doe. It is live. Yay! Can you let me know if somebody wanted to buy a super chat if they could? Is there a little $ thing on the bottom? There should be. Because I looked up a film on this. Yeah. I'll wait for your answer. Is there a little $ thing down on the bottom? There is one on top. There's a star for memberships and then okay, wonderful. All right. It's there. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to play a little music while I get ready. And should be 2 or 3 songs, but this is Jeremy Black. Thanks for being here, Mary Jane Doe. Pretty interesting story that I came across. And it's winter time, so it's fitting, although there's probably snow on Mount Everest year-round, right? Okay, here we go. Sounds like someone breathing in the oxygen when they're trying to walk up the hill. The song's called All This Useless Beauty. That's a lot of quick steps for having a stroke in 2025 and a heart-induced stress-induced heart attack in April. And that's what it was. It's called a Takotsubo. Many people have them. The Takotsubo is Japanese for is it an octopus or a crab? I think it's an octopus in a jar, because that, oops, the heart's over here, because the heart, you know, is cupped. Oh, wow. Hi, Jason. Thank you. Wow, I got someone from Brazil. I think it's the first person ever. And when I dance like that, pretty fast, my nose starts running a little bit. So bear with me on that. I might need to blow my nose again. Anyway, my hair's growing out a little bit, thank God. This is my Korean wolf cut. This is the kind of haircut I've wanted for a long time. I made sure she had, what are they called? A razor. I have very thick hair. Look how thick it is. Um, anyway, uh, imagine how cute it'll be when it's like down to here, this part. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. I'm newly monetized now for about a week. If you want to support my channel and send me a little hello super chat or something, it'd be greatly appreciated. I might need to go over here and blow my nose. Anyway, also, if you want to become a member, you can do that with my little thank you, Mary Jane Doe, with my little guinea pig emojis and cat emojis, because I have cats and kittens now, and I used to have guinea pigs for 13 years. Just 2 at once, you know, none of them had babies in the cage or anything. So yeah, and Charlie passed away last, when the heck was it? I want to say July, this past July or August. And it was really sad. It's really sad when you know your animals are sick. You bring them in and they're looking at you with their eyes, and you know you're the one to decide their fate. But I'm so used to it with all the animals I've had in my life, pets and things, that you know you're doing the right thing because they're not suffering anymore, right? Because either they can't drink enough water, or they can't eat anymore, or they have a tumor growing. And the doctors always tell me, or the veterinarians, look at their quality of life. Quality of life. And that's what I had to do with our little ferret that we used to have, Rex. We had a ferret. I actually took it over, taking care of it, kind of thing. It was my daughter's father's ferret. I've never had one. It was a destunk one, and it was white, more white than gray. And it was so cute. It wasn't some huge thing. It was little all the time. And I was giving it some yogurt on my finger. I was holding it like this in the other bathroom. And because he was acting kind of funny and I was holding it, and instead of licking the strawberry yogurt, which he didn't have all the time, it was kind of a treat when he was getting sick, he did a complete 360, 180, whatever. He flipped in my arms like he didn't want it, like, get it away from me. So I took him to the vet, and I found out he had, he had cardiomyopathy, an enlarged heart, and I had to put him down. So I have bawled my eyes out like there's no tomorrow many times, because I'm this kind of person that if I see a bee struggling on the sidewalk, like if he's on his back or something, I'll get a leaf and flip him over. I take time to stop for creatures. I do. So, you know, that's what I do. Even when a fly gets in the summertime, I take a cup and I put it like on the screen, and I take a napkin and I go like this, and then I let it out the front door. I don't know really what it is. I guess it's just knowing they're alive and they can be dead in seconds by someone making that choice and stepping on it or whatever. So I have 11 in the bushes, which I don't call the bushes. I call, today you guys are, because actually some howler monkeys, they're really loud. They sound like, I'm going to try to mimic it. It's hard when my voice gets scratchy. This is the most talking I've done all day. And here in Washington State, no, that's 11 likes. I have 5 in the well, anyway, you guys are in Coco. Now I can't remember. It's a weird name. It's not Fiji. I don't think it's the Philippines. But anyway, it's episode 29. There's the monkeys. Yeah, on StreamYard I can hit your comments and little pictures and emojis, and on here I can't. But thank you. They're so cute. These holler monkeys. See, what do they sound like? I taped a little last night, but I tried not to get the voice after of the people talking for even a second on because I had never heard of holler monkeys except an earlier episode. These monkeys are loud, 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 loud. Like they sound ferocious, but well, maybe they are. I can't remember now. Actually, my daughter and I looked it up. So, oh, it's in my recording. Okay, just a second here. Just to give you an idea, so you people, instead of being in the bushes, you're up in the trees with these holler monkeys. Holler monkeys. Let me make sure I got the right thing. Okay, I didn't have it on my phone, but here it is. I'm going to let you hear. This is 20 seconds. Okay. That's intense, and this is why I took the time to show you guys, or to let you hear that. Here's what they look like when they're doing it. They're very intense. They get much bigger than that. my gosh, incredible. Yeah, let me see what you guys thought of that. What are you saying so far? Okay. Mary Jane Doe, yes, there is snow on Mount Everest year round due to its extreme altitude, which keeps temperatures perpetually below freezing. Yes. Thank you for Googling that. Killing time in Nebraska. Thank you. Hi, Tina and chat. Just getting in. Yay. And Turtle Talk is here. Thank you. Turtle Talk bought me a bunch of memberships. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. So nice of you, you know, especially with hard times these days and everything. Thank you for that. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is here. Happy Saturday. Hello, everyone. He's always here. Kensley, and I love the way it's spelled, Kensleigh. Kensley or Kensley. Do I like Maria Carey? She's okay. I mean, I was never really into the, I'm more into bands than singular singers, kind of. But she has an incredible voice. Blues Eternal 2 is here. Hi, Tina. Tina with a pretty blue heart. Jess023. Get it, girl. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Jason from Brazil. Yes, with his beautiful flag. White, dark blue, and then red. Oh yeah, click the $sign at the bottom to become a member or leave a super chat if you'd like. Thank you. And then we've got the monkeys. So yay. So we got 8 people now in the up in the trees with the holler monkeys. Now, they have them in Costa Rica, I know, because it just said that on there. And then probably other, I'm not good with geography. You guys will see it right here. Isn't that Costa Rica is obviously Latin, right? Country along with, you know, all the others. Yeah, Costa Rica, of course it is. I took 2 years of Spanish. Spanish 1 was easy peasy, and boy, Spanish 2, it was hard. I only know singular words, like, I'll try to think of some off the top of my head. Legumbres, I know is vegetables. Carne is meat. Leche is milk. Chicken is pollo, Pollo. I can't remember butter. Is bread capo? Or pan, maybe it's el pan. I don't know, I can't remember. And then I remember some colors. Red is rojo, blue is azul, green is verde. Oh, yellow is my favorite color, and I can't remember what it is in Spanish. Or orange, or pink, or even purple. Black is probably blanco or black, you know, block, because their A's are pronounced ah. Yeah, so see, that's not very much, and I can only say like a few sentences. Me amo is my name. Me amo está. Spanish amarillo. There's Rhett's mom. Hello. Yeah. Me amo está legumbres. No, that's my name is vegetables, not do you like vegetables. What is like now? Oh my gosh. Como está is what is, okay, como está your tu, como está tu llamo, what is your name? Como está tu llamo? At least I could say that, right? Now, if I needed to use the bathroom those countries, I'd probably be screwed. I don't even know. Um, Rhett's mom, I'm Puerto Rico, born in New York City. Oh, that's neat. That is neat. Thank you, Rhett's mom, for being here. Will you guys hit the like for me? I'll remind you about three different times. I've looked at little videos. Baño for black. Uh, it very well could be Mary Jane Doe. Is that? Yeah. So I should probably study up on it a little bit. We have in this apartment complex a lot of people from different places. Oh, you thought it was bathroom. I don't know. I thought it was bathroom. You're probably right. You know Spanish too? You're probably right. I mean it just sounds like it really could be, right? But I have a family from Syria that lives below me, and they're so nice. I noticed they had a lot of kids, and they had just moved in. This was about a year ago. And Mary Jane. Yes, she is correct, says Brett's mom. You're correct, Mary Jane Doe. Nice. Baño. Do you, how do you say do? Donde is where? Okay, donde está baño? Where is bathroom? Donde está baño? Donde está baño? Okay, so what was so we had a lot of extra like back pillows that, well, my son would order them on Amazon now and then, you know, when he had his trust fund and it wasn't big enough or cushy enough or high enough. And so, you know, I would use it for a little bit, or my daughter, and then it would just sit. And I had a couple of those and some, because I think they moved in around the winter time, and two or three children's, you know, that were clean and barely used. I'd lay them on the back of the couches sometimes in Christmas time for, you know, that you buy your kids when they're younger. Well, my son's 29. He'll be 30 on December 29th. Just like Tattooed Angel, by the way. And they have the same birthdays. It's crazy. And then my daughter's 21. So I brought this stuff down, and it was the neatest thing. I said this once before. I didn't even know the phones did the translation thing, because I use a little cute flip phone. With my tremors that I've had since 1989 that have gotten a lot worse through my medical situations, you know, and just getting older, um, I just, the swiping right and the mainly hitting those teeny little squares, because my kids have decent phones, you know, they wanted that, but you know, I can hardly type on there, and you just have to have a steady finger and whatever. So she's typing away. I don't know English, or I'm going to translate you. And so what I said was translating, and so I would read her phone, and it was just so neat. And I've been down there before, one other time, because, you know, I'm on the third floor and I can see down the roads more than these people on first and second floors, see when cars are coming. And one of her little girls wasn't in the middle of the road, but the other sister that was only a couple years older, kind of youngish, was watching her, but wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Was all the way around the block, and she was on the sidewalk trying to catch up with her, and she would go out in the road now and then, and I was just sick. So I went downstairs, because I've lived here long enough too, since 2001. There's been accidents here. There's been children hit by cars. Um, Not killed or anything, thank God, but still, little red-haired, 4-year-old boy got hit by a pickup right right down past the mailboxes, people speeding around. Since then they put in the speed bump things. Of course, cars, trucks don't like them, but I'm so glad they're there. And then, when the summer's out, they have signs up that say children at play. I mean, this place is big. There were the maintenance guy told me there were 350 children when I moved in. And I guarantee you there's double that now. They're not all on the playground all the time or anything like that. If you're 10 or under 12, you're supposed to be supervised, but half the time the kids are out there with just a phone. It's whatever. And then another little couple, like a brother and sister, got just bumped by a station wagon when they were crossing on the crosswalk on their bikes. And they were fine. They were kind of startled. I saw that. And then another little boy, Hispanic boy, got hit by this huge ass black truck across the crosswalk and in front of the apartments, so right in front of his apartments. I was worried sick about that. But he was okay too. And then you know how your screens, they make them here on purpose so they'll pop out if there's a fire. I don't know if that's the norm for other apartments or what the deal is, but it's caused some problems. I know 3 different families, and there could be more that I don't know of, that, they're crawling up there, they're being whatever. Now, one little girl was clear up on the 3rd floor, but it looks like it's a 4th floor. It's that high up. She fell out. She was 5. This was probably 20 some years ago, or at least 15, maybe more like 15. She fell in the bushes that were below, thank God, not on the cement, and broke her wrist. So the ambulances came, and I asked around, because, you're curious too when there's an ambulance and a fire truck. Every time an ambulance comes here, every single time, the fire truck comes too. This big ass fire truck, every time. Sometimes 2 fire trucks with an ambulance. So then I'm thinking, well, what was there? Some kind of family knife fight or something? Yeah, she's really lucky. They lived here not really that long, because more kind of depressing news. They had a baby, and I saw him, and because she was carrying him. He had red hair, and he was the cutest little thing. Well, she fell asleep on the rocking chair, she said, and the father was asleep, and the baby rolled off the bed into a bunch of laundry on the floor and suffocated. And there were 3 ambulances outside that same building, and they were just sitting there, like they weren't running. The lights were off. It was during the day. That's what happened. So they moved shortly after that. And can you imagine? So yeah, you have a little baby that can fall off a bed and he can't move his head. They could suffocate in that clothing. It's not her fault or anything, but so yeah. And then I knew another boy that fell out, but he was only on the 2nd floor through the springs. He hung out with my son out here now and then. He was a little bit younger, and would skateboard. Skateboards used to be allowed around here, but people would kind of kick flip them, maybe not even on purpose, into cars that were parked. And I get it, so they're not allowed. They are not allowed. Once in a blue moon, you'll hear one, right? Going down the road. Yeah, I mean, all they do is send out these like notices of every season. Summer, winter, like we'll get a winter one again where it says drip all your faucets. I'm on the 3rd floor, and I'm telling you what, when it's freezing here, and I'm dripping my faucet, when I turn the water on just the next day, like for whatever, to get fresh cat water, whatever, my pipes go, and I'm thinking, if I didn't have that dripping, it'd probably be frozen. So supposedly this coming week, it's supposed to be like 35 degrees here, and freezing is 32. So I'm gonna have to go around. I have to drip uh, both bathtubs because we have two bathrooms. We have the master bedroom bathroom and the other one. Both bathroom sinks and the kitchen sink. Like, and I don't want to waste water, so I just make sure it's usually dripping out about that fast. Yeah, so anyway, we get these notices, and about the windows, it just says keep bed bunks, right? Bed bunk beds away from the windows. Don't let your children crawl and play up on the windowsills, and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I don't know. I still see bunk beds up by the windows. I A lot of people don't necessarily use sticks in their windows. I'll tell you, if I was on the bottom floor, even here, I'd have a darn stick in every window for that matter, because I knew a family who someone tried to crawl through. Now, that was years ago and they're moved. You can imagine all the different families I've met here. And some of them that move away, I stay in touch with, like Stacy and her son Seth, who he had a whatever glider, pet, and he couldn't keep his guinea pig, and he was autistic, and he was freaking out, and because he lives here, because he couldn't take care of his both of them, and his mom got upset. I said, I'll just take it. Well, I didn't know what I was getting right, so he could visit it. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into because, I had to get a book on it. Sugar glider, there you go. You had one before? They're so cute. Um, but the thing is, when you have one guinea pig, for all those people out there, get him a friend. I know it costs more, right? The extra vegetables, and well, if you can go to a food bank, you can get vegetables. And the bedding is the most, that and the pellets are the most expensive thing. But they don't thrive and they get depressed when they're alone just sitting there. Even if you have toys, they're very social animals. Yeah, yeah, they do get sad and lonely, and they don't live as long either. Guinea pigs are supposed to live, is it, well, at the most 6 years. My guinea pigs, except like the one who, Butterscotch, he just couldn't eat. One day it was weird, and I brought him to the vet, or her, or whatever, I think it was a girl, and her teeth, instead of touching like that, it was like this. So the bottom part was growing in wrong. And he said to me, people don't like to bring the veterinarian said this to me at Fountain Vet. He was so nice. He said, people don't like bringing in their guinea pigs to have their teeth chiseled, sawed, whatever it's called, down every few months that need it. So I don't charge. He said, so this is your choice. You can bring them in every, did he say every 4 months or every 2 months? I can't remember. It was either 2 or 4. And he said for the rest of his life, right? Because what happened was these teeth were spiking up and hurting him, and he couldn't eat. Like, he didn't have a swollen neck or anything, but it was, he couldn't even bite into a tomato. I mean, I had to feed him through the night with like an eyedropper and everything so he wouldn't die, before I could get him to the vet. And yeah, and so he said that, or we'll have to put him down. And I was just sick. If guinea pigs, I don't know about other animals, but if they lose weight too quickly, they can die. So anyway, I just looked at him and I said, thank you for that offer, but and actually he said it. Well, I don't know. He said they don't having that sawed down is traumatic to them. Now, more than likely, they're put to sleep, and this kind of thing, but having that happen all the time. So yeah, I chose to put him down right there. And here I'm bringing him in, right, after giving him the food overnight and him perking up more and being okay. Because I had to mix like a little bit of pellet or something with water and mush it down and put it in this thing, and he was barely. Yeah, I mean, the things we do for our animals. And boy, I was bawling, you guys. I was just like, I mean, I could laugh about it now, but I remember it was December. I think it was a December 3rd. And I was just beside myself because I didn't know I was going to end up putting her down. She was a yellowish white color and she was really cute. So yeah, so Butterscotch, and then Smokey was with Charlie, and Smokey passed away first. And that was really weird. Like, she was fine during the day and crawling up on the side of the cage and eating. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. And I went to the cage and she was just laying there. And I went to touch her and she was hardish. And I screamed. I knew she had died. And that happened with Cappuccino. And Cappuccino was the first one we had. He was eating blueberries. Everything was fine. Now, granted, this one was about 8 years old. Butterscotch was 4. No, Butterscotch was going on 2 years or something. But that was my first experience of even touching a dead animal. His backside was to me and he was really big looking. So apparently when they die, they gas up. Well, I hadn't been in here for about 3 hours. That's it. And I walked up to the cage and I just was like, Cappuccino. Yeah. And it was hard and puffy and I screamed. I didn't know what. I ran to my neighbors who I don't even know across the way. And I said, I cannot touch Cappuccino. Can you put this thing in a box for me? I was just sick. So I got a shoe box and he put it in. First I buried it out by the bushes, and then I went ahead and told maintenance, and they said, it's not a good idea. It could get dug up, or it's against the law, or whatever. So I was like crying and all upset. And one of them, Frank, he's not here anymore, an older guy, really nice, buried him for me back by the creek, right back here. Big deep hole like this. It was, yeah, it's traumatic times, when you lose your animals. That's not even, see, when I get on here, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know how long it's going to be. I have a topic and I am going to get to it, this Mount Everest story. Now, I thought this, yeah, so anyway, I had Cappuccino and Charlie together, and then I had Butterscotch and, no, I had Butterscotch and Cappuccino together, and they lived quite a while, and then one died, and then I got Charlie, actually from a neighbor. He had terminal cancer. I didn't know he even wanted to get rid of Charlie. I was nice to this man. I think I met him. He was smoking out on the corner. He was like in his late 70s, and I was early 50s then. And we talked a little bit. I was nice, and he lived right across the way by himself, and he asked me if I wanted, to see his guinea pig, uh, because I was taking care of Cappuccino and stuff, and I said sure, and it was really kind of matted the hair, and so I sat down and I took the scissors he gave me and I brushed the hair and I cleaned it up a little and was good with it. And about a week later, he said, "Do you want Charlie? Because I can't take care of him anymore." Anyway, he's since passed away. I think he passed away 5 or 6 years ago. But I ended up, and that's why his name was Charlie, because that's what, I can't even remember that guy's name. And he's passed away, and I had his guinea pig. This is what I mean about the short-term memory. To me is even 15 years ago. I mean, I can remember a lot of things, right? But names, dates, but I can remember everything in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. It's just, maybe it was a stroke. I don't know. I wasn't having these sort of problems with words even after my stroke for a whole year and a half. And then it started happening. And then I had that Takotsubo thing just this past April. I don't know. I'm supposed to see a neurologist, you guys. And I don't put off my appointments. The procedure I had the other day, at 3 in the morning, I got test results in. And I said a really quick prayer and I looked at them and it was good news. We'll leave it at that. So, hi 3 Dot. My first impression coming in, you sound too far away. Maybe turn up your mic volume or get a better microphone. My volume's all the way up. Can the rest of you hear me okay? I'm wondering if it's 3 Dot. I'm wondering, good to see you 3 Dot, thank you. Can the rest of you, do I sound like I'm talking really far away? It is different, you guys. I'm on video live, not StreamYard. It sounds good. It's definitely not that microphony sound on this as it is in StreamYard. So I do understand what he's saying. But I kind of like the coloring better on this. And StreamYard, if I'm not really in the mood or because I need to make dinner in a couple hours or whatever, and I don't know how much time I have for stuff, if I have StreamYard, people want to come up and nice and loud to me. Yeah, and I can't do it very often. But the fact that, I can get my little super chats or super thanks on this, because I'm not grifting you guys, but we don't struggle, but it's the kind of thing like many families. At the end of the month, you run out of food. And I'm talking like a can of soup, bread, milk, all kinds of things. And I mean, it's just weird. I can be down to 4 slices of bread and the kids can have, half a grilled cheese and for dinner. Like, I'm not kidding. And I won't eat. And I'm not, or I'll eat a few crackers on the side, but I don't, as I'm getting older, and especially if I sip on coffee with creamer in it, to me it almost tastes like a milkshake. I'm not kidding. And shout out to Maggie, my sweet friend from the UK. She sent me this back in my turtle days on Dolly Vision. Is it the cutest? I actually brought it with me to Virginia when I went to Virginia for a summer visit 2 years ago. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What was I going to say? Okay, let me check chat because I just talk about so many things at once. Okay, so, oops. So Three Dots says, my phone's maxed out volume-wise. I'd rather be able to turn volume down than struggle to hear. Yeah. Well, you can hear me a little bit, right? I was talking about guinea pigs. So, you know, that, so anyway, yeah, Charlie, and then I got him a friend, and I got Cappuccino, and then Charlie died, and Cappuccino needed a friend, which was Butterscotch, and then Butterscotch's teeth went through whatever. I mean, this is a year or 2 years later. You know, I took videos, I have pictures. I took videos of how Panda, when Panda was younger, and even Tito, who passed away last year, interacted with the guinea pigs. And I'm telling you what, they're on an old phone that broke actually, but they're the cutest things. They really liked the guinea pigs, and the guinea pigs liked the cats. They weren't afraid, they weren't hiding. And I had different toys, right? You can get these cardboard circular things for them to go into. No, the last one I had was, who the heck was it? Was it Charlie? Wait, let me think. Charlie. I had Stormy. I think you're right. Yeah, you are right. You're right. Because Maria G wanted to send me a plaque or something. You're right. So see, Charlie lived. Okay, well then, if he died last year, then I got him 8 years ago. Because he lived to be almost 9 years old. This is the thing. I'm getting older. They're expensive to even buy pellets. I have cats and kittens. And so for Stormy died in August, and he lived a whole year later. But I held him a lot. Hi, Freeside. My PCT, he says with a blue heart. Thank you. Oh yeah, I can hear you okay, but it's not the best. I prefer to be able to lean back and not have to be within 12 inches of my phone. You're so, you're, you're so funny. You'd rather lean back? Oh my gosh. You're right, Mary Jane Doe. Okay, so anyway, it was Charlie, and then I got, to go with Charlie, I got Cappuccino, and then I got Butterscotch, and then I got, because one would die, right? And then I got Stormy, which my daughter named the gray one Stormy. And I didn't even go do it. The pug dog that I walked of Monique's, who moved to Wenatchee 6 years ago or something, um, she and her caretaker knew that I kind of needed another one. This is what they did. They went to the Humane Society, lied and said it was for them, or Monique did, filled out the necessary paperwork, and then I'm pretty sure I picked it up at her house. I don't think she brought it over here. Literally, and they paid, I think it wasn't free. I think it was 50 or 40 bucks for this little guinea pig that was actually on the paper. The person that had it, it said why they let it go. They didn't have time to take care of Stormy or whatever, and it was 2 years old. That little thing was sitting in a cage by itself for 2 years. So when I introduced Stormy to Charlie, I mean, you guys, you can look it up. They do what's called a dominant dance, and you can only have two males. It's a male, female. They hurt each other. I've read they can kill each other if you just put them in. Now, if you're trying to have babies, I don't know how that works. Yeah. So I put them in and I'm watching this, right? Make sure they don't kill each other, scratch, make each other bleed even. Because I, of course, looked at videos and I had my guinea pig book, which I still have, so I can really like have a clue about them because I didn't. I've only had dogs and cats. And then when I lived in Waltham, Mass, I had parakeets, a couple of them. One was named Dave, and the other I can't remember. And I don't even know why I named it Dave. Like, I don't even know. That's so weird to name a parakeet Dave. But anyway, um, okay, so they're walking slow like this, following each other. And they're getting faster and faster. This one area, and now they're getting loud. They're kind of chattering, which means a sign of threat. And they're doing their dominance dance. And then all of a sudden, Stormy, he held his own. I didn't, and he was smaller than Charlie. Charlie was this big, the one with the. Remember when I used to hold him up on Dolly Vision on panels, and I was just holding a guinea pig, but his balls were so big, they were like that, and it was like, oh my gosh. I didn't do it all the time. I did it a couple of times because people would ask about the guinea pig. But anyway, and then Stormy, was 2 years old. So, and at that point, Charlie was 2.5 or something like that. But he was a bigger. Oh, I know. Stormy was short-haired, Paragonian or whatever it's called in my book. It started with the letter P. And Charlie was a long-haired Abyssinian guinea pig. So they're doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, Charlie got on the back and was staying on his back when Stormy was trying to go around. I should show it on here. In fact, I think I will. And on my other iPad. And then he kind of wiggled and he got off. And it was like they were playing, but they went faster and faster. And then Stormy did it to Charlie. And I was like, they're going to be just fine. And this can go on for like hours. This can go on for like 3 hours. But it only lasted, and it's just to show like who's boss or something. It's so bizarre, you guys. If I hadn't known about it. So you want to see a guinea pig dominance dance. Not that you do, but I want to show you one anyway. Guinea pig dominance dance video. Guinea pig dominance. Every owner needs to know this. Okay, this is a YouTube channel by Squeak Dreams. So I don't know. I could show a few seconds of it maybe. It's 8 minutes long. Guinea pig mating dance. Okay, I don't want that one. Guinea pig dominance behaviors and what they mean. Another 8-minute. Guinea pig dominance bonding behaviors. Live clips. So this person, she's called Skinny Pigs, #1. There's guinea pigs out there, you guys, with no hair, no fur. And they're called skinny pigs. And this young girl with all these tattoos, oh my gosh, I think I counted I want to say 20 something. She has special bedding with pillows and a house and all these areas they can go, and it's really, really cool. And I wonder if I talked over it. I mean, I'm monetized. Hey, undercover mermaid, hello. Hi, thanks for coming in. Um, I don't want to get in trouble. So, and she has a lot of, okay, maybe I'll show this one by Squeak Dreams. I'll call out the channel's name, Squeak Dreams, and I'll show 15 seconds of it or something. Oh, I hope I don't get in trouble.
Social pets. But what isn't so clear is the huge role that dominance plays when it comes to them actually living happily together. Let's just say things don't always go smoothly.
Okay, so, Mary Jane Doe, can you put the copyright disclaimer in chat? I actually have it on StreamYard on a ticker that can go down on the bottom. So I'm prepared when I go into StreamYard, but of course I'm not here. Okay, I better find a news channel, you guys. I just better. And I'm going to mute in case a commercial comes up. I watched some videos the other night, and their YouTube is a real stickler on showing, people hearing, advertisements that aren't supposed to be on, and all this kind of stuff. So just a second. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and show like 15 seconds of it. Maybe I'll talk over it. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's also called rumble strutting. Rumble strutting and dominant guinea pig behavior. This is 1 minute and 4 seconds by Skinny Pigs #1. They're hairless. they gonna do dominance? Aren't they cute? They're like little pigs. Come on,
Were you guys being silly?
do the dominance. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Hi.
All right, that's no dominance. Rumble, strutting, and dominance guinea pig behavior. All right, hold on. Oh, dear. Okay, here we go. Dominant behavior in guinea pigs. Guinea pigs fighting over their role in the group. Oh. Adorable guinea pig butt swaying compilation. There you go, 3 dot. Oh my God. Typical wounds on young male guinea pig from other dominant male piggy. Wow. Okay, so this is what, okay, here, we'll just,
Sometimes the guinea pig will pee on the dominant guinea pig if they've had enough.
okay, those are little babies. Okay, that's not a dominant dance either.
There is always one dominant guinea pig in...
Lord have mercy. Oh, she just said there's always one dominant guinea pig. Well, I would dare say Stormy and Charlie were both dominant. Here's guinea pig loves humping her friends. This is what they do in the dominant dance. I don't want to hold it higher because then the name of the place will be on it. The name of the channel. See what I mean? I'm purposely trying to cover the channel and play only teeny snippets. Okay, here's one. Guinea pig mating dance. No, I want dominance dance. Let me see what this one does. It purrs. It purrs when it goes up. It's purring. Oops. Dang it. So I'm covering it on purpose. Aren't they funny? Those are fat little piggies. Well, I'm not finding a dominant dance. I so hope I don't get in trouble, you guys. Oh, Chad is in the way? Well, is in the way. I'll do it over here. Is that better? No, it isn't any better, I bet. They're really funny. So anyway, now I'm really missing my guinea pigs, but not enough to start that whole thing over. It's a cycle of 13 years. And when they go round and round in the cage, you can imagine. So I don't know. I really hope that was okay. I mean, I laughed, I talked a little, I showed a few seconds. I hope you guys saw a little bit of it. I mean, I don't even know if you did. The lower 1/3 of your screen is chat. Oh, see, the chat's coming up on YouTube Live on the left and then disappearing. So doesn't it depend the way your iPad is too, or not your iPad, your whatever. The chat. Are you telling me everyone that watches my live, the chat's on the bottom? Oh, phone. Okay. How about other people? Okay, let me ask you this. Anybody in chat, did you see the piggies? I'm sure you heard them. Did you see them? I'll wait for an answer. There's 10 people, not in the bushes, but in vertical on phone, chat on bottom. Oh, hi IBI 2887. Wait. Okay, what did you guys say about all that craziness? You can cast your phone onto TVs and stuff. Oops. Thanks, Mary. Like I'm a novice at this YouTube stuff, says 3 Dots. Oh my God, 3 Dots said, want to see my dominance dance. You're so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, if you'd ever show your face, but you haven't in 3 years, so I don't think you will now, right? Oh, guys, honestly, I have this leaning. Okay. You're really funny. That's hilarious. Do you want to see my dominance dance? Ah, why? It has to slide off now. Okay. I always see the last 4 chats, bottom third. Undercover. I have to click out a chat to see whole screen. Oh, well, that's good to know. I mean, at least there's a way. Lot 531 is here. Hello. Welcome. This is a laid-back chat. We talk about whatever we want. Oh, 3 Dot. Gonna find my baby. Gonna hold her tight. Gonna get some afternoon delight. Wait, how does that go? Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight. Wait, gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight. Gonna get some afternoon delight. I think feathers would be involved. Oh, in your dominance thing? You're hilarious. 3 Dot makes me laugh so hard on here. Oh, he's funny, and Matthew is silly AF. Comes in now and then and says hello, which is really nice. He wants to interview me, and I obliged. Like, why not? Isn't that the name of coffee creamer, Afternoon Delight? Yes. Or no, not Afternoon Delight. Delight, right? Is it Delight? Now you're making me thirsty. See this ring? First ring my mom ever gave me. It's some kind of green stone in real silver. Isn't it beautiful? I have to always stick my finger out. I still can't bend it. The fracture's healed. I saw the pictures, but it's forever going to be like this. If you watch me dance, I'm like this. I'll do this. This finger's always out. Like this. It has to be. I can't bend the damn thing. And right now, it's cold. It's cold from here to here. It's cold. It's the weirdest thing. But you know what? The silver lining in that is I didn't lose my finger tip. I didn't have to have surgery because, frankly, I wouldn't let him do surgery. I said, I'm going to pass. I didn't even tell him. I told the secretary to tell him. I wasn't really scared of him, but you know, you've got these surgeons that have been inside of how many? 2 million in 35 years, or however many, many, maybe a million fingers doing surgery. And I mean, maybe I should have let him, and maybe I could have bent it now, but I just don't think so. I don't know. Hi, Sierra. Sierra's here. Thank you for coming by. Look, I got my turtle coffee cup thing. This I got from Maggie in the UK. And she sent me other things, you know, for my trip to Virginia. And Maria G, when my son spotted the kittens behind the couch, because like I said 10 million times now, we didn't know the mama kitty was even a female. She sent me a pup tent, like, right? So they can, when they were just starting to walk at night, you know, they're together and they're in this pup tent. I was nervous. I had my turtle blanket in there that she sent me also, a beautiful turtle blanket. I have all my turtle stuff in a bag up there, but I still have everything, including this shirt from Barbara Thompson. Yeah. So, you know, it was really amazing. It was a really, I mean, it's not about the gifts, you guys, but to get gifts like that from people you've never even met because they like you on a panel or they just like you, was amazing. Turtle lights and a beautiful turtle painting from Tattooed Rebel. Um, and turtle lights, like I said, and little diamondy things that this lady made, those diamonds, you know, and that made pictures of turtles. And that's why my past videos are covered with turtles, because my whole life then was flipping turtles. Yeah. And you guys, I never planned on being a tiger. I went over, I dared to say hello to him in chat. And I don't know why. He invited me up on panel, and then I uncammed, or I uncammed, and had a dress on. It was summertime. And, you know, I wanted Pete to say, oh, stand up and turn around, whatever. So I did. Showed him part of my leg, you know me, I'm kind of a flirt. And then he kept letting me and almost wanting me to come up on panel, and even other tigers in his chat. And so that was nice. But that's how I became a tiger. I didn't go over to like join something or be a different animal. Is a turtle an animal? I mean, it's a reptile, but is it considered an animal? Okay, now I got 13 up in the trees with the holler monkeys. All right, so Sierra's here now, so I'm going to quickly play that sound again. And then I'm going to get to the Mount Everest story. It's so nice of you guys to be here. I just gave my cat some likable treat stuff. She's trying to break into the garbage to get the wrapper. You're so funny. We had to get a new garbage, you know, with the thing on top that swings or whatever. Now the other one we just pulled up all the time and it clicked. Well, after, I don't know, 15 years or 10 or I don't know, a while though, the click wasn't staying connected. So I'd say 3 months ago or so, we had to get a new one. But this one swings. Well, this is the thing. The cats like to jump up on that to get on the kitchen counter, right? But they'll fall in. So I turn it backwards against the wall in the kitchen. And seriously, like it's working. They're not jumping on it. That you'd think they'd all be trying. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, yep. Grizzly, true crime. Is she a bear? Like, does she have even bear emojis? I've watched her before. She's really good. She's really neat. You know, I look at these other creators, you guys, and YouTubers, and mine is just sitting in front of this iPad, right? I don't have a microphone. I'm not this big podcast thing. I could use a table, but then I can't see. I can't see chat unless I get close like that. Um, I got some headphones for my son, but I don't want to wear these big bulky headphone things. Oh, I no, I did I miss your last message? Are you being silly, three dot? Where are you? Oh, PCT, show my afternoon delight short. It's mine, so don't trip. How do I do that? How do I pull that up on an iPad? I would love to do that. Mary Jane Doe, can you hit on it and pull it up on here for me? I don't even know how to play videos and things on StreamYard. I mean, MK Ultra, like what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, tried to show me, or he brought in something from his channel onto my program once. Remember that, you guys? He was up on panel. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from him in a while. I really wanted to meet him. I think he's trustworthy. He lives in Canada, supposedly Vancouver. And well, wait, am I doxing him? I don't think I am. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I think he wrote that in chat, so it's already out there, right? But anyway, I say the city like that because it's only an hour and a half from me. It's so bizarre. That's about how far away I live from MK Ultra, unless he's fibbing or whatever, you know. But he was the one that said he would drive here, so I'm like, okay. No, I can't click on links in the vertical lives. Oh, okay. And I can't turn my iPad because then the picture, see, watch, the picture won't come in. See, it says orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Oops. What a bummer. He probably really wants us all to see it too. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna, do you know what I used to do before I had my own channel? I literally wrote, and I'm not making this up, you guys, https ... / and then all these numbers and letters, thinking that if I typed that in, what I was looking for would come up. This is how much I didn't know about YouTube. I went to his page and found that short and sent it to your messenger. Oh, nice. Thank you. I'll have to figure out how to do that on StreamYard. So what does that mean, three dot? You're doing lives or making shorts, or what are you doing? You had a channel. I didn't think you did anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the 12 now. I'm so sorry I can't oblige. Just look up a how-to video. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that for sure. Okay, so enough guinea pig dominance. Remember this, Sierra? Remember the howler monkeys from before? Did you ever hear them? Anyway, on Survivor 29, why do I have to get these sweet memes are made of geese? Sweet memes are made of geese. How in the world is that? We're traveling the 7 seas. Okay, it says 483 comments. It's a notification that came down from the top. New post in group you've interacted with. No, I haven't. Never interacted with sweet memes are made of geese. What? The thing is, you guys, I got this same thing about memes last night. And I went in and I think I said, please don't post. Remember that song by, wait, how's it go? Sweet memes are made of geese. How in the world is la da 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 in the 7 seas? Or whatever she does. Oh, shit. Oh, God. My hair looks a lot better long. Let it go wild. Oh, gosh. You know what? When in 3 more, it grows half an inch every month. So 3 months, it'll be down to like here. And I like my shaggy look. It's an edgy, younger look. Hopefully I look about 5 years younger. But yeah, I look back at videos of my short hair. I had no. Okay, now I can't get that song out of my mind. Why are I turned the notification off on Facebook. You guys, I'm sorry. I don't really like Facebook. I haven't now for actually my whole life. And then, you know, to what? Get on Messenger or something? You have to sign on to Facebook first, I think. And that's how I even got on there. And in the beginning, it was kind of fun, but I don't know. I'm burnt out. I feel like I have to reply to everybody. Now, it must be because I have a channel and I've already got all this going on, plus my life, right? I suppose I would love it if my kids weren't here and I had a lot more time. The Marilyn Manson song. Marilyn Manson sings that song? Well, so does, what is that woman's name, you guys? I actually sang that song on Tattooed Angels karaoke thing. But you have to belt out tunes, and Parker doesn't really like having his door closed, and he put up with it for like 8 months, and then he just got tired of it, and then he'd be like, "You're not singing tonight, are you, Mom?" And I'm like, well, I don't have to, I guess. And then all of a sudden the StreamYard went wanky. Like, I'm not kidding. I couldn't even just hit on the thing. But after the update of the iPad or the iOS thing, Now I can just hit on it. Sweet dreams. Yeah. All right, let's get to this story. This is intense, you guys. I gotta pull it up in history. Now, it came up in my email under People True Crime Magazine 2 nights ago. And I was like, go to my channel, select shorts, and play Afternoon Delight, Creator 101. No, I'll do that, but I wanted to play it on my live sometime. You know what I mean? Parker says the darnest things like that show. Yeah. Yeah. He does say the darnest. Yeah, now, says 3 Dot. You're so funny. Oh, yeah, it's a remake. Yeah, yeah. Well, who's the other person that sang it? Gosh darn it, it's a woman. Very skinny. I think she had short hair. Flip, I can't remember. Okay, let's get to this story. Okay, anyway, it came up, but you guys, this happened in 2006 to this man. His name is Lincoln Hall. I thought it was recent. Okay, I thought this guy disappeared on Mount Everest. I was feeling bad for his wife and all this. You need to do things that make you happy too. I know, and I actually told him today that because when I do a live now, he's like, well, how long? I'm like, I don't know, as long as I want it to be, you know, and literally when he knocks now and asks for dinner when I tell him not to, and I mean, we're talking like at 5:30. Some people eat at 6:30. I'm like, I make it a half hour later. Consequences, right? You know, it's not to be mean. Ow, I'm sitting on my foot and it hurts. Okay, so anyway, this happened in 2006, but yet these old stories come up in my email. Of course, I have to look at them. And he's left for dead on the mountain, you guys, by his team that find him. Or not that find him, that, well, now I can't remember the whole story because I read it 2 nights ago. So I'm going to read it here. He survives. And yeah. Oh, now I have all this guinea pig stuff to. Okay. Here we go. Climbers told his family he died on Mount Everest. Then Sherpas found him stripped down, but very much alive. This guy. That guy right there. Stupid tremors, you guys. Cannot stand it. So I'm going to read this, okay? It's happened a million times. There's a ton of bodies there. Actually, there's about 300. And I'm going to read an article on that. Yeah. But this guy survived. And wait till you hear how they found him. Ow. Ow. Now. And Lincoln Hall is a Australian. I didn't know that. Alrighty then. Yeah. Recent weeks have shown an uptick in interest on social media about the dangers of hiking Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain, with TikTok users taking to the platform to share information about the death zone, where climbers often vanish, never to be seen again. Lincoln Hall was nearly one of those climbers in 2006, left for dead on the mountain after his fellow climbers attempted to revive him for hours. This is why I'm reading this. Ultimately, stripping his body of necessary equipment and leaving him exposed on a narrow ridge, 28,000 feet up Mount Everest. The morning after, On May 26, 50-year-old Hall's family was notified that he had died. But Hall was very much alive. Yeah, when another climber, then 45-year-old Dan Mazur, ascending the mountain with a Sherpa guide and 2 other climbers, encountered Hall. Hall, an Australian climber, was gloveless, hatless, and with his insulated suit zipped open. Speaking to people at the time, Mazur recounted, well, they tried to revive him. They thought he was dead, but then they took all his equipment and whatnot. I mean, I'm not saying what they did was okay, but they thought he was dead. They couldn't carry him, I guess, or drag him. He was 28,000 feet up. I don't know. So Mazur, this man, says, we came upon him suddenly. He was just sitting there on the brow of a ridge with a cliff on one side that had a drop of about 8,000 feet. He's got his arms out of his down suit, wearing just a thin fleece top. He's got no hat, no gloves, and no goggles. There's no oxygen. He's got no equipment, and he was just sitting there gaping. They do, but I believe you have to be down the mountain a certain amount. Because a story that I'm going to read after this one, they've rescued other people, but they had to literally carry him down part of the mountain. Yeah. So he's just sitting there. He was dead. So the people he was with apparently took all his stuff. Mazur continued. He'd had 3 Sherpas, and I heard they were like poking fingers in his eyes, and he wasn't moving. Dave is booty calling some afternoon delight. That's funny. That's funny. Did you hear that? 3 Sherpas were poking his eyes to make sure he was dead or whatever. And these Sherpas, I mean, they're resilient, strong, incredible people that are used to, right? Bringing people up the mountain and whatnot, climbing these mountains for years. Okay, poking fingers in his eyes and he wasn't moving. Oh, God, dang it. There. Is that what people regularly do? Poke someone in the eye to make sure they're dead. Maybe over there, huh? I don't even know where Mount Everest is. I'm being honest. Is it like near the Himalayas or something? I mean, it's some kind of country somewhere, right? That's really funny. All right. Oh my God. Okay, so maybe he was almost dead. A couple of people later told me they did everything they could. Anyway, he said, this is what Lincoln Hall said. You must be surprised to see me here. Oh no, Mazur said this. You must be surprised to see me here, he said to Lincoln Hall. I said, yeah, buddy, I'm really surprised to see you. Wait, no, he said that. He said, a couple of people later told me they did everything they could. Anyway, he said, you must be surprised to see me here. And Mazur said, yeah, buddy, I'm really surprised to see you. Yes, and there's a word for that, right? I saw a video of a dude freezing from hypothermia and got to the freezing point where he took off all his clothes thinking he was hot. Wow, you saw a video of that? I hope he survived and all this. Okay, Mount Everest is located on the border between, I have to hold my finger on this chat, border between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. What would I do without you, Mary Jane Doe? Thank you. Okay. So he goes, or no, Mazur, who finds him, says, yeah, buddy, I'm really surprised to see you. While Mazur added that encountering Hall meant a very big change of plans, he said he and his guides didn't have a second's hesitation about stopping. How could you just walk past someone like that? He's sitting up, holding his hands up, talking to us. If you walk past someone like that, you're going to hell. Dude, you're going to hell, Mazur said. What would we do without Google? I know, I just love it. Mazur first attempted to get Hall to zip up his coat and put on his gloves and his hat, but he kept taking them off. Okay, this guy kept taking them off. Lincoln Hall. His fingers looked like candles, frozen down to halfway, all waxy and yellow. It's like -20 or -30. But there was no wind. I'm like, hold out your hand, dude. Is this your glove? Let's get that glove on, man. Okay, where's your hat? Let's put your hat on. Zip up your coat. He was like a 3-year-old, Mazur said. Gosh, the guy couldn't even function. Poor thing. Hall's harness was then dipped onto one of the Sherpa's snow stakes, with the oxygen deprivation to his brain causing him to hallucinate. Oh, I said dipped. Lincoln Hall's harness was then clipped onto one of the Sherpa's snow stakes, with the oxygen deprivation to his brain causing him to hallucinate. He seemed to think he was on a boat, Mazur recalled. He kept saying things like, strange boat ride we are on here, huh? And wow, you guys are on this boat ride too? The unlikely rescuers gave Hall Snickers bars, water, and some oxygen from a spare tank we had when he began to get noticeably more lucid and mobile. As Hall had a logo on his pocket, on his jacket, the others were able to identify his base camp, which they contacted to notify that he was still alive. Mazur and the others never made it to the top due to the rescue. As he told People magazine, whatever, People in big letters, the 4 hours we had lost made it risky to go on. Storms come in the afternoon, and we had used a good deal of oxygen just sitting there. But I'm humbled, very humbled by the whole thing. I feel respect for the mountain and for the situation. Sometimes you feel about an inch big, just tiny, like you are just a little pea. Lincoln Hall, meanwhile, made a full recovery and was ultimately treated by doctors for frostbite and brain swelling caused by altitude sickness. So, I thought he was still alive today, but he's not. In 2016, he succumbed to mesothelioma cancer from the asbestos thing, which is sad, but, and he wasn't that old either. So I'm gonna pull that up. This is him back in the day with his wife. Lincoln Hall dies. There he is. Oh, God, look at his fingers, you guys. They're black. They're black. Look how black his fingertips are. Did you guys see that? Maybe I can pull that up bigger. I'm trying to pull it up bigger. His finger, oh, wait, there we go. Look at his fingertips. Oh, my gosh. So that's what frostbite will do. All of them. Well, it looks like all of them to me. Almost all of them. Okay. Now, I didn't notice that before when I was getting my live ready and, trying to figure out, because I only show news videos. Those guinea pigs, on the other hand, hopefully they were just short little things. We were having fun talking about them. Do I win a prize? For what, 3 Dot? For being here? You're so funny. Man, how much you interact with this channel leaderboard? My stomach just growled. It's probably on my live. Okay, this is ABC News, Australia. Mountaineer Lincoln Hall dies. It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds long. And here we go.
Australian mountaineer Lincoln Hall made headlines for cheating death on Mount Everest. He was left for dead, but somehow managed to survive the freezing conditions. But 6 years later, he couldn't beat the cancer that's now taken his life at the age of 56.
It's one of the most formidable places on Earth, and Lincoln Hall said that's why he wanted to climb Mount Everest.
The experience is incredibly intense because it is so dangerous.
That's somewhat of an understatement. In 2006, on the way down from the summit, Lincoln Hall collapsed from altitude sickness. His companions had to keep going, and Hall was left for dead. Against all odds, he survived 12 hours alone.
It's just very hard to talk. I wasn't afraid of death, but I wasn't going to let it happen. I just had to stay alive and somehow stay awake till the morning when at least there would be some sun, which would carry some sort of warmth.
He carried the scars with him every day. His friends say if anyone was going to survive that trek, it would have been Lincoln Hall.
Look at that.
Lincoln he was so at home in the mountains. He was such a good climber that he had an aura of invincibility about him.
But that strength couldn't conquer his mesothelioma. He was exposed to asbestos when, as a child, he helped his father build 2 cubby houses. Hall was a spiritual man. He later told of an out-of-body experience as he lay dying on the mountain.
I didn't want to be there, but suddenly I wasn't there. I wasn't there on the rock. However, I could see myself on the rock, about 10 meters away, maybe a meter or 2 above.
As a Buddhist, Lincoln Hall didn't believe in God, but when asked if he was wrong, what would God say to him?
He would say something like, "So you've chosen this path. Welcome anyway."
Lincoln Hall said reaching the top of Mount Everest was the closest thing to achieving enlightenment, and every day he had since cheating death was a bonus. Adrian Rochella, ABC News.
So sad. Like, he survived something like that, and then cancer has to get him in the end. And didn't they say 56? I can aspire to be a 4 dot, says 3 dot. That's so funny. Remember back on Dolly Vision, you were called a 2 dot and a 1 dot. People were trying to take your dots away. Those. Yeah, so so now I'm going to read this. Is Everest a true story? It's not too long what I'm going to read, and then I'm going to probably end my live, because I've been live for how long? An hour and a half. Is Everest a true story? A look back at the 1996 disaster on Mount Everest that took 8 lives. Remember that guy? Jake Gyllenhaal. All right, here we go. Now, this article was written this was published March 20th, 2025. Okay? In May 1996, 8 people died while attempting to descend Mount Everest. Descend means go down. Ascend means go up, right? So they were trying to come down, I believe. This is where it says more than 300 people have died. More than 300 people have died climbing Mount Everest, the tallest peak in the world, located in the Himalayas. I was right about that, near the China-Nepal border. Now streaming on Netflix, Everest, which originally premiered in 2015 and stars Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought that was a picture of the guy that was really climbing the mountain back then, because it looks just like him. So this actor, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jason Clarke, and Josh Brolin, among others, tells the story of the 1996 Mount Everest disaster that claimed 8 lives. On May 10, 1996, 4 different expeditions attempted to summit Everest. Things took a dark turn that day when an unexpected blizzard bore down on the mountain, ultimately claiming the lives of several climbers. It takes hikers an average of 2 months. It does? 2 months to reach the top of Everest, you guys. I honestly thought it was like a day or 2 or 3. I just did. PCT, why not play my afternoon delight short the same way? Oh, pull it up on here. Oh, you're right. And just hold it up. All right, I'll do that after I finish this story. I didn't even think of that. I'm being honest. Good. I'm glad I saw your message. But your link, I'm going to go into the YouTube thing and type in @3 dot. Is that what it is? Type it in again, 3 dot. Type in your link so I have an idea of what to type in to the YouTube thing. It takes hikers an average of 2 months to reach the top of Everest. Climbers must first trek on a 7 to 12 day hike to base camp, where they spend 4 to 6 weeks acclimating to higher altitudes. The summit push then takes 4 to 7 days as hikers slowly ascend. Okay, I was right about the ascend the mountain. NDM, NL. God, I can't remember all that. I'm not sure if I can get your booty called Delight is Happening. Well, I'm not sure I can get his channel. Because when I'm trying to find channels and I don't have the URL, I just type in like at, and then I guess a 3 and a dot, and then YouTube channel. That's what I do. So I'll try to do that, okay? Okay, so the summit push then takes 4 to 7 days as hikers slowly ascend the mountain before making one final 10 to 12 hour climb to the mountain's peak. Okay, so that's the part where, oh Lord have mercy, you guys. Now I'm down to like 10% battery, and it has to be upright. So I gotta have this sitting on the cord, but I've done it before, even though it's probably not the best thing for the cord. Spell dot. D-O-T, you ding-a-lingster. All right. Everest's unpredictable weather and difficult breathing conditions make this one of the most physically and mentally demanding climbs in the world. Is Everest based on a true story? Jason Clark and Everest. That day, 4 expedition groups attempted to summit Everest, including adventure consultants led by Rob Hall Clark, who previously ascended the mountain 4 times. Wow. And Mountain Madness, led by Scott Fisher, an American who climbed Everest 2 years prior to the events of the movie. It must be plugged in. I see a teeny green dot up there. 3 dot is at 1 dot is at the top of my thing. That's 3 dot without 2 dots. I really liked my cut edit, so let it loop 2 total minutes. Well, I hope I'm able to find your channel. I mean, you know what I mean? Oh, gosh. All right, you guys. Are you going live later, Sierra? Okay. Go to your live on your tablet. Click on Dave's name in the chat. Wait. Go to your live on your tablet. Click on Dave's name in the chat. Okay. And then click go to channel. Oh. Oh, okay. I'll give that a try. Thank you, Dot. Dot underscore. All right. Now, as was it is Creator 101. And then stuff I learn, you guys, I forget. You know, it's hard. As was standard practice, the trek began at midnight with a 2 p.m. deadline to turn around and return to the base camp, regardless of whether they made it to the summit. However, due to severe weather, some hikers didn't even make it to the peak until 5 p.m., and some expeditions were stuck in the mountains with no means of descending as a blizzard hit the mountain. Ultimately, a total of 8 hikers didn't survive, though only 5 are portrayed in this movie. Who died in the 1996 Everest disaster? 8 people died on Mount Everest in May 1996, but the film only highlights 5 of the deceased guides: Andrew Harris, Holland Fisher, as well as clients Doug Hansen and Yasuko Namba. While Harris and Hansen's deaths remain a mystery in real life, as their bodies were never recovered. Wow. In Everest, Harris dies from the effects of hypothermia while Hansen falls off the side of a cliff. Oh my God, you guys. One of the guides, Hall, died from exposure to the elements while trying to get Hansen, who had grown incredibly fatigued, down the mountain. In his final moments, Hall, and this is not Lincoln Hall, this is a different Hall, was able to speak to his wife via radio from the mountainside. He said to her, "Please don't worry too much," were his last words to her. His body was found days later. However, it was not removed. Yeah, that's the thing too. Sometimes they can't remove them, or I think I read once that family members will even let their remains just stay up there. I mean, because that's what they love to do so much, you know what I mean? Namba's body was found and removed from the mountain in 1997, a year later. Okay, and this is a woman. She reportedly died from extreme fatigue and exposure after a guide decided her injuries were too severe for him to prioritize getting her down the mountain over other members of the expedition. Oh my gosh! She had injuries, so he just left her there. Well, I mean, you have to pick and choose, right? But she was extremely tired and had exposure after a guide decided her injuries were too severe for him to prioritize getting her down the mountain over the other members of the expedition. Wow, yeah, me neither. In addition to the blizzard, several other factors contributed to the tragedy on Mount Everest that day. Guides failed to set up fixed ropes, causing detrimental delays, and a lack of oxygen. PCT, you should look into a voice modifier. It would be a novelty, but be very entertaining. Yeah, that's true. Guides failed to set up fixed ropes, causing detrimental delays and a lack of oxygen canisters. Accelerated health issues for the climbers trying to descend to camp safely. Now here, just so you guys can, see the mountain a little bit and what the beginning. This is Scott Fisher. Oh, this is his Everest Memorial. Right there. That's his Scott Fisher. See the SCOTT Fisher. That's where they left him, found him and left him, or where he died, I mean. That's so sad. And for people that don't know, just ignore the other pictures. This is a clue of what it's like to be with a lot of people. That's Jason Clark trying to crawl up the mountain. No, or not trying, but did he die too? Let me see this. Okay, that might have been from the movie because Jason Clark. Well, I don't know. It says the 8 that died are Andrew Harris, Hall and Fisher, Doug Hansen, and Yasuko Namba. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3. Doug Hansen, Namba, and then 3 other clients. All right. Now, these two, this is Neil J. Beetleman and Charlotte Fox. Apparently, they attempted to climb it. The majority of the climbers made it off the mountain alive in May 1996. Most notably was Beck Weathers. He never reached the summit of Everest, as the high altitude and increased sunlight left him unable to see clearly. When the blizzard hit, he was struggling to get down the mountain and was thought to have died from exposure alongside Nambo. That was until he wandered into camp on his own the following day. Wow. Beck Weathers. Okay. Weathers was airlifted to a nearby hospital and treated for severe frostbite. In 2020, he released his memoir, Left for Dead, My Journey Home from Everest. It was the image of my wife and children, he said, that drove me to my feet and that managed to awake me after 15 hours of being frozen face down in the ice. It would be very difficult to put into words just how powerful that was to be back with them and safe again. All right. John Croker, Krakaauer, also survived the events of May 10 after summiting Everest. In 1997, he published Into Thin Air, a personal account of the Mount Everest disaster. Climbing Mount Everest was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. This is what he says. I wish I'd never gone. I suffered for years of PTSD and still suffer from what happened. I'm glad I wrote a book about it, but you know, if I could go back and relive my life, I would never have climbed Everest. Okay, I've never heard that before anywhere. The regret of climbing. Now, this Netflix movie, Everest, was filmed all over the world, it says, in Nepal, California, Italy, Iceland, and England, establishing shots for the base camp scenes. Hi, Locked and Loaded. How are you? Hot stuff. It's so funny. Thanks for the compliment, though. All right, now, okay, establishing movie shots for the base camp scenes were filmed on the Mount Everest grounds in Nepal. However, an avalanche, which claimed the lives of multiple Sherpas in 2014, ended the shoot early. No one from production was injured. Wow. Wow. The main unit did travel to Nepal, and film the actors on the trek to base camp, but because of the altitude, they couldn't spend a lot of time up high. They would basically helicopter in, jump out, film some scenes, jump back in the heli, and head back down the valley. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's nice. Thank you, Locked and Loaded. Yeah, you must be talking to 3 Dot. Okay. Alternatively, production constructed base camp at Cinecitta. Well, it's with a C. I don't think it's cuss sounding. Cinecitta Studios in Italy, and the scenes on Hillary Step, a 40-foot vertical rock face, one of the most challenging parts of the Everest climb, were filmed at Pinewood Studios in England. Various other climbing scenes were shot in the Dolomites, as well as Iceland. That's interesting that the movie wasn't just filmed in one place. You know what I mean? I don't know. I found that interesting. So that's about the movie. And Is Everest a True Story? Happened in 1996. Yeah, I mean, so many people go missing doing that. I just can't even imagine. You don't have to wait. You could go there now. Yes, yes. Let me go there now. I hope it works. I mean, I hope it works. I hope it works. Okay, channel. Oh. Not to interrupt, but have you seen Sarah's stuff come out about Dolly? Made me wonder, your thoughts cracked me up. I did see it, and I commented. And her last live, yeah, I mean, I look back at even me on some of his lives, and I was a good 12, 15 pounds heavier. I didn't look, overweight or anything, but now it's like, I'm not trying to lose weight or anything, but just everything was so sort of different in just, well, it's been, is it 3 years now or 2.5? I think it was 3 years in August that I started watching him. 3.mfing Dave in the house. Okay, so I'm to this channel content, but what I want is subscribers. You're gonna see how I don't hardly know what I'm doing, 3 dot. Like, why can't I hit YouTube and then, what's this? I don't want that. It's not what I want. Are you not subbed? Well, I didn't know you had a channel. No, I'm not. Oh, here we go, subscriptions. Now, you said I need to go into my live on here. And okay. Okay, see, it's right there. Mount Everest climber, Left for Dead, live, right there. Okay, mount it right there with the live. So, I'm gonna hit on it. I'm gonna hit on it. Oh my God. No, it's not the wrong page. I'm gonna hit on it. Oh my God. No, it's not the wrong page. Their hand. Hopefully they were just short little things. We were having fun talking about them. Oh my God. Do I win a prize? Oh no. For what, 3 dot? For being here? My comments. You're so funny. Look, my comments don't show up in this live until it's loaded. Yeah. And that's the truth. How much you interact with this channel leaderboard? Hold on, let's see. See? Because I'm still live, go to his page, not mine. Well, I can't. I don't know. I don't have the link. So what I'm going to do is stop this and hit this and type in 3 dot. Whoops.
For the ones who get it
What the
done,
heck is
the
that?
most important part is the one you need now.
Oh my God. I don't want these stupid commercials. God.
And the best partner is the one who can
Skip.
Now, the pageant world has gone into absolute meltdown in recent days.
God.
That's all because
Okay, let me. Okay, here we go. See? Search YouTube. This is where, so you have all those names where I have to type it in up there. So I'm going to try to type in at Is it the number 3? 3 dot. Oh my God, it says 3 dot Lincoln Bang. This is your channel. Oh, maybe not. What was that guy's name when you did the? This is rap music. All right, I told you. Hold on here.
Now, the pageant world has gone
3
into
dot
absolute
Dave.
meltdown in recent days.
That's all because
okay.
contestants staged a mass walkout.
Shut up. 3 dot Dave. Okay, I type it all out. Try it again. At. Why is it saying? Ugh. This is an old iPad too. This is a Amazon. The one I'm on with better lighting and it's just more advanced is an Apple. Not now. Skip registration. Yes. For God's sakes. Ugh. At. Nice, a coffee bar. Wild Angels in here? Oh, see, I haven't looked in the chat in a while. Hi, Wild Angel / no, I better not say it. I learned if you say names, even though you know them and it's okay, it can be doxing. Why is this so difficult? Because I typed in a number. Now I'm typing in at 3 dot Dave. This better work. YouTube channel. Dave's Real Talk. Drew Things. Family Fun. What? 3 dot? I knew this was going to happen. Wait. Dev's third channel. The Duke on YouTube. The Too Dumb. Oh, you guys. David the Third Films. D3. Dave.3. I typed it in. Look. Can you even see that really close? That little writing. Look at 3 dot Dave. See it? YouTube channel. See it? Even though it's, well, I don't know if it's backwards, but when I look at it on there, it's backwards. Dave channel. It's not that. You can hit channel on the filters. What filters? I don't know what a filter is. What's a filter? See? I mean, if I don't have people kind of helping me with this stuff, I don't. Oh, 3 dot Dave. Okay. Well, let me try that then. It's a 3. Okay. And I have tremors, so everything takes longer too. It sucks. And then the number 3. And now I type out 3. Is it all little letters? 3 dot Dave? Or are any of those capitalized? At 3 dot Dave. YouTube channel. Are you You're not YouTube Dave 3.0. Wait, let me see that. 3.Dave. Okay, I just typed that in. YouTube 3.Dave. I'm with you, PCT. Every time I go. Wait. I go live, I'm fumbling trying to figure the damn thing out. That makes me feel better. I mean, I don't really care, you know, even if people think I'm stupid about this stuff, but no, he has it in here a million times.